Hello, hello, hello. Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another celebrity reading. This time, I got a bone to pick with y'all because in my last video, which I'll put a link to it up here, okay, it was on Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber's pregnancy announcement. Now, first of all, I give y'all one card for Miss Selena Marie, okay, it's Miss Selena Gomez, but that wasn't enough. Regardless, my comments were filled with y'all dragging me. I got dragged from Selena fans. I got dragged from Hailey Bieber's 2 fans. I got dragged from Justin Bieber's fans. Why I got dragged? All of y'all said different things. Half of y'all said I was too nice to Hailey and not real. The other half said I was too nice to Selena and not real. Y'all all said different things. They can't all be true. And I also got dragged by Swifties. Randomly, y'all literally brought up Taylor Swift. Like, you're not nice to Taylor Swift. Girl, I'm either too nice to Taylor Swift or I'm too mean to Taylor Swift based on the perception of you watching my video. So y'all need to chill out. Let me tell you something. Celebrities are often very damaged people who seek fame for outside validation. Okay? They're very complex. And sometimes they do something that you deem good and sometimes they do something you deem bad. They are normal people. Okay? So y'all need to put the stand stuff behind you. There are people I like, but I still keep it real, okay? And you'll need to understand that these celebrities get paid to be talked about. You and I do not. Well, I guess technically I do, but most people do not. So try not to apply real people standards to celebrities when it comes to stuff like this, because this is their job. And let me tell you something. Us talking about it puts money in their pocket every single time. So just keep that in mind. This isn't like your uncle or your auntie or whatever, and you're just like trying to defend them or whatever. This is their gig. This is their job. They signed up for this. So please keep that in mind and please be kinder. Anyways, since y'all want to do all that, I'm going to do all of this. I'm going to do a reading on how Selena feels about Justin and Hailey having a baby. Since y'all really want to be messy, let's be messy then. Since y'all all want to come for me and I can't please any of you, then I might as well just do this anyways, since y'all really want to come for me. So remember, these readings are all alleged for entertainment purpose only, and let's get started. And if you like these, please join the YouTube members. There's a link down below, lots of exclusive content. And join my second channel, non-tarot content. It's linked down below as well. All right, so we're going to do this. Selena and Justin, energy between. Selena, Hailey, energy in between. Ha! Girl, that's toxic as hell. Okay. So Selena is the magician upright. So I definitely think there's a part of Selena that almost wants to congratulate Justin. The magician is about like wanting to say something. So I think she's juggling with that. She's juggling with like, should I just keep my mouth shut? Should I reach out? Like, what do I do in this scenario? There's a part of her that really wants to kind of have that closure in that, but I think for her, she's just kind of like, I don't know if it'll be perceived in the right way. He's the Page of Cups reverse, which says that he definitely is trying to emotionally detach from her completely, which makes sense, right? He's moved on. But the Nine of Swords is reversed in between the two of them, which is overanalyzing and overthinking. So I think both of them are kind of stepping on like their tippy toes. Like they're kind of both on edge and don't really know what the other person is thinking. I think both of them just get anxiety when they think about their past. I think both of them just really don't know how to handle moving forward, and they don't know how to sort of process that. Let's pull some clarification. Yeah, the Tower's reverse. I think that their relationship represents a time in both of their lives where they were at their lowest. And I think that a lot of times there's a lot of resentment that's built. And a lot of times the relationship is sort of synonymous with negative energy no matter what you do. The Tower's reversed, the Five of Wands reversed, and the Page of Swords. It's like, I really don't want to fight, but I feel like if we are ever to rehash, we're just going to blame each other for things and fight. So they're kind of just in this weird space of like, it's probably better we just leave it alone, but there are things that are unsaid. So definitely a back and forth there. I think they're both very much similar. I think they're both tortured souls. So I think they're both similar in the way in which they think about that. And the way in which they kind of deny their feelings a lot of times. And so I think this seems to be one of those relationships where they kind of mirrored each other and it was toxic and chaos. And I think both of them are kind of in this space of like letting it go. So I don't really think either one of them are like wanting to get back together or, necessarily mad at the other one or, inherently, frustrated or jealous. I think it's more so of like, I think Selena is reflecting on this relationship in her way, and so is he, and they're both kind of getting to the same point, just at different paces and different times. I will say, I personally think that Selena is a little bit ahead of him in terms of understanding what happened in their relationship. It seems for him, I think he's a little slower to kind of figure that out, but they're getting there. Now, for Selena and Hailey, we are looking at the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is jealousy, gossip, distrust, and disloyalty. And the Six of Pentacles is reversed, which is Hailey, and that's about inconsistencies. And then we see the Devil card, which is negativity, toxicity. So these two definitely are back to their frenemy thing. I definitely think there is animosity towards them. I'm not going to lie. I do think Selena's a little jealous. I think that, I don't know if I would necessarily say that she's jealous of Hailey. I think that she's more so, and I don't think she's jealous of her having a baby with Justin, but I do think that she's jealous of the fact that she's a mother. Like I think that's where it is. I also think there's a part of her that sort of envies the fact that here's what I think she envies about Hailey. I think she envies the fact that all this negativity just brushes over her shoulders. And I think Selena is just like Justin, where she's like super sensitive and super vulnerable. And I think she envies that part of Hailey that's able to just brush it off and keep it going. Very Sagittarius, right? So that makes sense. But what's interesting here is the Devil card in the Six of Pentacles tells me that I do think that Hailey either swiped at her or is going to swipe at her again. I'm not going to lie to you. Just because the Six of Pentacles is going back on a promise. That's like breaking of a commitment or breaking of a contract, basically. So that's about some sort of swiping. So I definitely see some sort of sub post coming soon. The Judgment card's upright, the Hierophant, and the Seven of Swords. Marriage is a failure. What is that? She's not. I can tell you straight up. She's not. Hailey and Selena's drama has a lot more to do with their personalities than it does Justin. Justin doesn't play as much of a role in their drama as he used to, because I see Selena being like, your marriage is a failure to me. Like, that is not something I would ever want. And the Death card, the World Reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles tells me that the dynamic between the two of them has shifted from when it initially started. So I don't even think that their issue really is Justin right now. I think, and this makes sense because I've done readings on them before, and I've talked about how like it seems like they were going to have a good moment together and they were going to reconnect, and then I saw potential business being done between the two of them, but now we're looking again at these two having a proxy war, because I do see the two of them trying to put effort into connecting again and trying their best, but it seems like the two of them are just fundamentally very different individuals. Like, they operate from different playbooks. Like, Selena's definition of a good person and Hailey's definition of a good person are two different things, and they're not wrong. They're both not wrong. They just have different definitions. I think with the Emperor reverse, the Knight of Cups, and the Ten of Swords, I think Justin sometimes sabotages the chance at these two having a healthy connection, but I don't think he's the reason, if that makes sense. I will say that Selena definitely feels like I do think Selena feels like she dodged a bullet, but I want to put this in a different word. Selena feels like Justin constantly betrayed her, and she's looking at Hailey being constantly betrayed and not understanding how Hailey can't see that. Like, because it just seems like Selena always felt publicly humiliated, and she sees Hailey being publicly humiliated. She's like, why do you not get this? Like, why are you not getting this? And then we see the Queen of Wands verse, the Page of Wands verse, and Three of Swords here, which tells me that Hailey is convinced that Selena wants to break them up and wants them to be miserable. At her core, she believes like that's Selena's goal. But I think Selena is just like, no, I'm just never going to lie. I'm just not going to lie. And I'm not going to pretend like this isn't what happened and this isn't what's going to happen. And I think, I think these two just, the problem is that I think Hailey sees a lot of patterns with what Selena went through and what she went through. And I think that and again, she's getting out of this, but I think there's a denial there. And I think she's still in that stage where she's like, yeah, I know, like, Justin's not perfect, but like Selena keeps fanning the flames and Selena keeps doing this. And it's like, I think there's just that distrust. Like, there's just that distrust between the two of them. And so it's just very difficult to move past that. I also think, again, we're looking at, the Three of Wands. We're also looking at a lot of like, we have the Kardashian kids and the Jenner kids, and we have, the Taylor drama and all that. And it just seems like there's so much like proxy war going on, that I feel like it's just like, I don't think these two ever had a fair shot. And I think when these two get on a good page, it's always something else that happens. So then it comes down to the people that you keep. You see what I mean? The Temperance card, the Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups. That's like the only thing I can trust is the people I pay, right? So to me, that translates to, I don't get what I want from my friends and from the industry people. And this is so hard to explain because a lot of it is ego. Let me break it down for you this way. Both of them feel like the other person doesn't have real friends. Both of them feel like the other person can only be happy and is only happy with people who are like yes men or people they pay, right, on their payroll, right? And both of them think that the other one is miserable. The problem here is, like I said, the company that they each keep represents who they are, and they are fundamentally very different people. Like, very different people. Like, Selena Gomez does not keep up appearances. She's emotional all over the place. Hailey is the queen of keeping up appearances. They're just very different. So, like, it doesn't surprise me that Hailey is closer to people like the Kardashians. That makes sense, right? Because they're about keeping up with the appearances. The Jenners, same thing. But then we see Selena, who's like emotional all over the place. That's Taylor Swift, right? And of course, they're going to be closer together. So it's just, I think when it comes down to it, they're just very different. I will say this though. I think that Hailey's in for a rude awakening because I think that she's going to start to be a lot more sensitive come motherhood. And so I think with the Four of Wands versus the Eight of Cups and the King of Swords, it does seem like as Hailey starts to grow more into herself, I think motherhood is really going to make her a lot more independent than she was. And I think it's going to detach her from being, obsessed, this obsession she has with like making sure Justin is perfect, right? I think it's going to detach her from that. I think she's going to start to kind of understand a little bit more. And so perhaps that'll be a way in. I just don't know if I necessarily see a way in the way that they connect. I think both of these girls like things about the other person and hate things about the other person, but they can't get past it. This is it's hard because it's almost like it's up and down and it's back and forth. And it's like one person is in a good place, the other person isn't. So one person trusts them and then the other person doesn't trust them. So it's like, I trust you, but I don't trust you. And then I trust you and then I don't trust you. It's like one is on, every time, they're never on the same page. Five of Swords, Eight of Swords, and Two of Pentacles. These two are going to fight again. For sure. Because I think Hailey's going to post something a little bit shady, and I think it's going to trigger Selena. And maybe Selena posted something that triggered her and she didn't realize it. I don't know, but they're going to have a back and forth again. You know, I don't think these two would have been friends without Justin anyways. In fact, I think the only reason they could be friends is because of Justin. I will also say this. I don't think that Selena is threatened by Hailey at all. I don't think that that's accurate. But I think that Hailey is threatened by Selena. And before you jump me, let me explain. Because the Six of Wands, the Moon reverse, and the Seven of Cups tells me that Selena is able to speak her truth. And so I think there's a part of Hailey where she looks at that and is kind of just like, even though I hate this bitch sometimes, she wears her heart on her sleeve, and there are times when I wish I could do that. And that's why it makes sense, because Selena feels like there's a part of her that she feels like she should be more in control of her emotions. I think both of them see things in each other they wish they had sometimes. So it's just complicated and messy as fuck. Definitely all over the place. I don't know if this made sense. Perhaps I might have to clarify, because I get in one's energy and then I get in the other one's energy, and they're fucking tit for tat, and they're back and forth, and then they're wishy-washy with each other. And Justin used to play a role, but he doesn't as much. And so it's just like, and then I see their friends, and their friends are battling each other. So it's like our friends hate each other. And this is messy as fuck. Honestly, I feel like I need to make like a diagram to kind of explain the dynamic. I mean, sometimes people just don't really vibe with each other, and that's okay. Good luck, girls. Join the YouTube members. You won't regret it. Girl, my head hurts. What the fuck? That was messy as hell.